Hey, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go through a step-by-step demonstration of how to draw a block capital letter S in 1-point perspective, just like the image that you're seeing right now. This drawing is done in real time and is designed for you to be able to follow along and keep up with me without any problems. Of course, if you need to pause and rewind, that is totally okay. To work with me on this drawing, you'll need 4 things. First, a piece of paper that is 9 by 12 size. Second, a pencil. Third, a ruler, preferably one that is 12 inches long. And fourth, an eraser. So if you have those 4 things, you're all set and ready to go. Let's discover the rules and power of perspective and draw a block capital letter S together. I'm set up here with my pencil, my eraser, my ruler, and a piece of paper that is 9 inches wide and 12 inches tall. And I'm ready to construct a block capital letter S in perspective. To start this demonstration, I'm going to give you a couple of measurements. So let's use 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and 11 and a half. Now I'm going to start those right here in my upper left-hand corner. I'm going to line up my ruler like this, and I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and 11 and a half inches. Then I'm going to do the same thing, upper right hand corner of my paper. I'm going to make the same 3 measurements. So I will use 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and 11 and a half. We'll start here at the bottom. I'll line up my 11 and a half inch marks like this, and I'll connect them from left to right lightly across this bottom area of my paper. 4 inch marks, I'll line those up like this. Same thing, left to right lightly across my paper. And my 1/2 inch marks like this. And again, left to right across my paper. Okay, starting out with those 3 horizontal lines. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more measurements. So I'm going to use 1/2 inch and 5 inches. So I'll start once again here, upper left-hand corner. This time I'll go across the top of my paper. I'll put a mark at 1/2 inch and another one at 5. Coming down here, lower left corner, I'll go across the bottom, same thing, 1/2 inch and 5. Okay, let me line up my 5 inch marks like this. Don't connect them together. Instead, look carefully and just draw a vertical line right here in between these 2 horizontal lines, just like that. I'll line up my 1/2 inch marks like this. I'll do the same thing, drawing a vertical line right here in between my 2 horizontal lines. Okay, in perspective, there is some erasing that we'll have to do. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to erase this short horizontal section. and this short horizontal section. Then coming over here, I'm going to erase this longer horizontal section like this. And again, I'll erase right here this longer horizontal section. Okay, now as you can see, I'm now left with this rectangle and this horizontal line. Okay, this horizontal line has a name. I'm going to print it right here, right above the line. It's our eye level, the height of the artist's eyes, E-Y-E-L-E-V-E-L. Also known as a horizon line. Okay, one more measurement. I'm going to use 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to measure that right here from the side of my paper across my eye level to the left. Just 1/4 of an inch, a very small measurement. I will put a dot right there on the line like that. And then I will label that dot VP for vanishing point. Okay. Next list of measurements. So I'm going to use 1.5, 3, 4.5, and 6. Okay, now I'm going to measure those right here from this upper left-hand corner of my rectangle. I'll measure down this line and I'll make those measurements. Okay, so take a look at that. I'll go 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. Same thing right here, upper right hand corner. Same measurements, 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. Okay, then I'm going to connect those together lightly across my rectangle from left to right. I'm trying to draw light because I know there's going to be some erasing in just a few minutes. Okay, 4.5 inch marks right here, and left to right, and 6 inch marks like this. Okay, let's continue with 2 more measurements. I'll take these 2 off, and I'll use these last 2 that you see here. I'll start here, upper left-hand corner of my rectangle. I'm going to go across the top. I'll go 1.5, 3. Lower left corner of my rectangle. Same thing. 1.5, 3. Let's line up our 1.5 inch marks. Draw from the top to the bottom of your rectangle, and 3 inch marks as well. Okay, now as you can see here, our rectangle now has this grid of squares. All the squares are the same size. They're all 1.5 inches tall, 1.5 inches wide, and we're ready now to construct our S. Okay, now I'm going to start that with a diagonal line across this square here. There we go. A diagonal line across this square right here. Like that. Coming down to the bottom, I'll use a diagonal line right here. And one more in this square going this direction. Like this. Okay, I need 2 more diagonal lines. So I'll count down 1, 2, 3, third square, this one here. I will go in this direction. Like that. And again, 1, 2, 3, this square right here. I will go in the same direction. Like this. Okay, so I put in now 6 diagonal lines. Okay, I'll get rid of those measurements right there. Here's the next one I need to use. 3/4 of an inch. Now what I want to do is I want to come to this square right here, this second square down, this one right here, and I want to divide it in half. I know it is 1.5 inches tall. Half of that is right there, 3/4 of an inch. I want that to be nice and straight, so I'm going to measure twice. So again, I'll measure 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to line those up carefully and nice and straight. I'm going to draw a horizontal line that cuts that square in half. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this square right here. So once again, I know it is 1.5 inches tall. So I'll put a mark at 3/4 of an inch. And again right here, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to line those up like this. Keep that nice and straight, of course. And I'll cut this square in half with a line, just like that. All right, now hopefully at this point you can see that S, but we've got to do some erasing. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom. I'm going to get rid of this outside line here, this bottom line right here. Now hopefully you've been drawing nice and light, makes it easy to erase. Same thing over here, this vertical section right here, and this horizontal section right here. Okay, coming up to the top, this vertical section here, let's erase that. And this horizontal section here. Vertical section right here. And horizontal section here at the top. Okay, good. Let's continue. Now I'm going to erase 1, 2, 3, 4 sections in this area right here. So section number 1, number 2, line number 3, and number 4. Like that. I'll do the same thing here. Line number 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. And as I erase, the S is going to become more clear and visible. All right. Now, hopefully you can see we've got the letter S, block, capital letter S like that. But having these lines on the inside of our shape makes it confusing. So I'm going to continue with my eraser, and I'm going to take off all of these interior lines like this. Now, hopefully it takes you as long to erase as it does for me. I want to keep up. We want to keep up with each other. Don't want to lose each other. Don't want you to be confused. Don't want to work too fast. Just at a nice, steady pace. Okay, continuing. And right here too. There's always a lot of erasing to do when you're making a perspective drawing. It's always a good idea to draw as light as you can. Okay, let's get this line right there. This one right here. Last two lines right here like that. And this one right there. Okay, so this gives us the shape of the S that we want to work with, and it's very two-dimensional, meaning it has height, it is tall, it is wide, it is missing depth. And that's where we want to use the rules of perspective and our vanishing point to create some depth. Now, what we want to do is we want to draw from 11 different locations towards our vanishing point. I'll point those out to you. Location number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 locations. Okay, let's go ahead and start here at the top. I'll line this up with my vanishing point, and to demonstrate the rule, I'm going to draw all the way to my vanishing point like that. Okay, let's continue at the top with location number 2. Coming down here, let's do number 3. This will be number 4. Draw that towards your vanishing point. Okay, then I want to come to this location right here, but notice what I do. I line it up with my vanishing point, but in this case, I'm only going to draw until I hit the underside of my S right there. Stop. Don't draw any further. This point here, vanishing point, stop, draw no further. Okay, coming here, let's do this one. Lined up with my vanishing point, draw towards it, and this one as well. Okay, looking good. Now we can't forget we have 3 other locations here. So let's work on those. So this one right here, my ruler will barely reach. Stop right there. Draw no further. This spot right here, vanishing point, like that. And finally, line number 11, right there. Okay, and that's a rule of perspective. All these lines converge upon our vanishing point. Sometimes I like to count them to make sure I have the right number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, excellent. Now let's put up another measurement for you. Okay, now the last measurement of the day is going to be this one right here. 1/4 of an inch. Now pay close attention. So what I want to do is I want to go to this top corner of my S right here, and I want to measure straight up, not up this line, but straight up vertically. And I want to measure 1/4 of an inch and put a little dot right there. Okay, then I want to come to this spot right here, that little corner. I want to do the same thing. Measure straight up, 1/4 of an inch, put a dot there. Okay, now I want to line up my two dots like this, making sure my ruler is nice and straight across, horizontal. And I want to draw right here in between these two vanishing point lines like that. Okay, and I'll move my ruler. You take a look. Okay, then with my eraser, I'm going to erase this extra length of vanishing point line. Once again, hopefully you drew nice and light. Same thing here. I'll get rid of this extra section like that. I'll erase that. All right, as you can see, we've now created this top section of our S. Okay, so now what I need to do is this. From this point right here, I need to draw a line that is parallel and even with this slanted line here. Here's how I like to do it. I like to put my ruler on this slanted line and then gently and evenly move it away until I see that corner. Then I take another look at my ruler, make any adjustments that I need to, so it's even and parallel. Then I'll draw a slanted line like this, just like that. Okay, good. Take my eraser. I'll erase this extra length of vanishing point line. Okay. Now what I need to do is from this location here, I need to draw not one, but two vertical lines that are parallel to this line and this one. Okay, so what I want to do then is take my ruler like this, put it right on that corner. I want to take a careful look at my ruler. When I feel like my ruler is straight, up and down, parallel to the vertical lines, like this, I'm going to draw line number 1, stop, don't move your ruler, and line number 2 right here. Okay, let me move my ruler and you take a look. All right, now with your eraser, let's go ahead and erase this extra length of vanishing point line. Okay, and let's get rid of these two sections as well. Okay, now artists are sometimes in a hurry to finish up their drawing. Try to avoid that. Try to be patient. Get it right here at the end. Okay, so what I need to do next is this. From this corner right here, I need to draw a slanted line that is parallel with this one. I like to do it like this. I put my ruler like this on my slanted line. Gently and evenly, I move my ruler away until I see my corner. I take a careful look at that to make sure it's parallel and even with that slanted line. Then I'm going to draw right here like this. I'll move my ruler. You take a look. Okay, now we have a short section to erase right here. Okay. So then from this point right here, I need to draw another horizontal line like this. So once again, I put my ruler on top of this corner here, check my ruler, make sure it's straight across, not crooked, and I will draw, stop right there. Okay, take out your eraser. Let's erase this section here. Now, I hope you're paying attention. This is a spot where young artists can get confused. Okay, now I'm looking at this location here. And what I want to draw is a vertical line that is parallel to this one and parallel to this one. Okay, so I'll take my ruler like this, put it on this corner right here. Make sure my ruler is nice and straight up and down, not crooked. Right there. Okay, now remember, 2 lines, not just one. So line number 1 here, stop, and come down here and put in line number 2. Just like that. Okay. Up here, we're all done. Let's come down here with our eraser. Let's erase this line right there. Okay. From this little spot, let's draw a straight across, horizontal line. Don't be in a hurry, be patient. Keep that line nice and straight across. Right there. Stop right there. Okay. Now, check and see if you have a really short section right there to erase. You should. Okay. The last line of the day, right there, looking at this corner, we're going to draw a straight across horizontal line. Here at the end, still be patient. And let's draw to the left, right there. Okay, last thing to do, take out your eraser and erase like this. Okay, there you have it. A perspective block, capital letter S, drawn according to the rules of perspective. Notice our S has height, meaning it is tall. It has width, meaning it is wide, and it has depth. It makes it look like that S is real, thick, and occupying space on our piece of paper.
So, there you go. How did yours turn out? Do you see how you're like a magician with a pencil? Your paper is flat, but it looks like the S is occupying space, like it's real and 3-dimensional. The S has height, width, and most importantly, depth. Now that is the power of perspective. Thanks again for watching and drawing. I hope you had a good time and that you learned something. I hope to see you again someday back on my channel. Have a great day, and don't forget to keep on drawing.